Hey everyone, welcome to Wild Woodland Lavender Farm. I am doing what will probably be the final single seed challenge update for you. And you can probably hear in the background the new creature that we got on our farm just recently. I'm just finished making the video for that, and I'm gonna get it edited and up, so you'll probably see that one before you see this one. So head on over and watch the video about our new farm animals. So anyway, let me just show you the single seed challenge update. Our pea plant was done. Our watermelon never grew. Well, it grew, but it never grew. And then the honeylope that we planted got us I think 3 melons from that. It was, I call it the honeylope still, but it was actually found out that it was called, I think, the Galena, G-A-L-E-N-A, something like that. So it's actually a hybrid between honeydew and cantaloupe. So it was kind of cool to see that we guessed from the looks of it and from the taste of it that it was actually a cross between those two without knowing that it was. So we still have, surprisingly, some of my cayenne pepper, and then there's still some broccoli growing as well from Gideon's seed that he planted. So we'll just show you those real quick, and then I'll show you a few other sites around the farm. So here you can see we've let Gideon's broccoli go, a lot of it to flower. It's gonna seed here soon. There are actually some good florets here that we could pick. So I'll probably come through and pick those. We never got any single giant head from it, like what you might buy in the grocery store. We just have a bunch of the florets like that, and that's fine. I don't mind that at all. But you can see we're just getting a lot of the little heads now, so that's cool. I'll have to come through and pick them before they get more grown like that. But these I'll probably let go to seed, and maybe I'll see if we can just get some growing next spring or summer, fall, whatever, from seed from these. But also the leaves we'll keep around to feed our bunny through the winter, because these plants are pretty cold hardy and they'll actually stay green through the winter. So we do get pretty cold here, sometimes down into the teens, but mostly in the 20s and 30s. But here is my pepper plant, and you can see the frost that we had. Oh my goodness, look at that. It's still growing. It looks like it's got a blossom growing there. How crazy. We had one night of really cold, below freezing, and so it killed off a lot of my peppers and tomatoes. But you can see here, that one's starting to rot there. But I had picked some of the ripe ones before the frost hit, and there were a lot of green ones left, and they've all, even though the leaves are dead, the peppers have still been ripening. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick these now and get them dehydrated and make some more powder from them. So that's cool. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this one has a little bit of rot on the end, so I'll have to cut that off. Hey pups, you don't want that. Hey there. There's a couple other ones on here that aren't all that red, but I think I'll just go ahead and pick them so that we can be done with the pepper plant altogether. We have several calendula popping up. They've been popping up all summer long, and I've kept them pulled because last year I let them just bloom and bloom, and we ended up with a lot of calendula around the garden. You can see way over there, all that orange is calendula that's come up from seed from last year's plants. They sure make it nice and bright and pretty here in the garden, in the fall garden. Still green because these are all cold hardy plants, mostly chard and spinach, some arugula over here. There's some red chard down there. It's a big contrast with the tomatoes that the plants are dying, but look at that. We've still got some good tomatoes even though they've gone through a frost. Just one night of frost though, so it didn't freeze them out, and so a lot of the tomatoes are still turning red even though the plants are dying or dead. Loud chorus of goat voices over here. They weren't talking so much when I was making a video and introducing them yesterday. And as soon as I come, they're gonna quiet down. Aren't ya? Hello! So if you haven't seen our other video yet introducing them, this is Trouble. That's Domino, and that's Jess. They're here to help eat the brush on our property, and we're also helping their owner out by giving them a place to stay while they're in between properties. You can see the bean plants, the leaves. Most of the leaves have all died back. There's still a few hanging on there. The bean pods are starting to dry out, so it's going to be time to pick them soon. Lots and lots of beans. This will feed us well over the winter and probably into next year as well. These look a little different. I wonder if they're a different type of bean than these. Interesting. The pepper plants here have died as well, but I'm seeing a few peppers. This one is kind of dried out on the end, so I'm not even going to bother picking that one. Hello, Inky. Oh, that's not Inky, that's Tinge. Now this pepper plant still has some good leaves on it here. That's interesting. You can see these are a purple one. The other purple one I just showed you stayed purple, but this purple one actually turns orange and red when it's ripe. You can pick them when they're purple too, which is what I'm going to do because we're actually going to have another freeze here coming soon. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick all of these. Who do you see in there, huh? Want to go say hi to Tinge? Off he goes. He knows how to get in there. Now this pepper is ripe. This is what they look like, the purple ones, when they're ripe. Oh, coming back over here, just picked some off of that one there, and I came back around this way and I just noticed these here. We've got even more. Oh, isn't that just a beautiful bright handful of peppers? I don't even like peppers, but I can still think they're pretty. Love the colors. So pretty. Oops. There we go. Most of our grape leaves have died off and fallen off. Still a few, but just reveals the amount of grapes that were hidden under there. Last year I made some juice from these, but my husband doesn't really like to drink it. So this year I wasn't really going to do much. I was going to ask if any friends wanted to come out to pick them, but I haven't gotten around to it. I may pick some and try making some grape jam with them. My husband doesn't like jelly, but grape jam he'll eat. So if I get to an unbusy point where I feel that I can make some, and if the grapes are still good at that point, then I'll come out and pick some and make some grape jam. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this whole season of the Single Seed Challenge. It's really been fun just kind of following it from planting the seed, choosing the seeds, planting the seeds, and then watching them grow and then harvesting them. And the point of this challenge is to just show people what all you can get from a single seed. I mean, think about all the peppers that I got from one seed, all the broccoli that we're still getting from one seed. Of course, from our watermelon seed, we didn't get anything. From our pea plant, we got several pods of peas, and from our melon plant, we got 3 melons from that. So, just exciting to see what all can come from one seed. So thanks for joining us, and I hope you'll join us next year. I'm pretty sure I'll do this again because it really is fun and it gets my boys involved and in the garden and learning to love being out in the garden and growing their own food. And I just really encourage everyone to try this. Even if you just have a pot on your counter, plant an herb seed and grow some tea, peppermint leaves, or, you know, grow some lettuce in a bowl of dirt on your table. It can be done. You just need a grow light, or you need a nice bright window to do that. So I just encourage all of you to try growing something. It's so good, and it's so reviving to the soul to grow things, and then to be able to eat the food that you grow, if it is food that you do grow. But even just try growing a flower. It doesn't matter, does it, side on? Just grow something. So thank you for joining us here at Wild Woodland Lavender Farm for the Single Seed Challenge, and we will see you next year for this challenge, but next time for another video. Bye.